Stellar starting pitching has been a theme in 3 consecutive wins versus division leaders for the Sox, including last night's performance by Johnny Danks, who earned his first win in over a month, and today Jeff Samardzija gets a nod, hoping to follow suit on the day we celebrate our nation's independence. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois. Wear this on July 4th, Independence Day. Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia, Melky Cabrera and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Adam Jones and Buck Showalter's tough Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone, and a happy Independence Day to all. Make it a reflective and a loving one. Well, this is going to be this game 2 of this 3-game set and game 2 of the 7-game homestand. We'll have another one tomorrow with Baltimore. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Toronto Blue Jays come in. And don't forget about Monday night. That will be Chris Sale against Mark Burley. But if you missed that game last night, it was just, or yesterday I should say, it was just absolutely beautiful. It was a fast game. Sox won it 1-0. And we knew going into the season our starting pitching would be good, but it's been great lately.
It's been outstanding, and it's been especially outstanding here at home. When you take a look at the last 9 home games, you'll realize that the Sox have thrown 9 quality starts. You look at the ERA, 157. Absolutely unbelievable, and it's down through the rotation that it goes, and each and every guy at home has done a terrific job. Hoping for more of the same for Jeff Samardzija, because the last time they saw Jeff, it was in Baltimore, and he gave up 8 runs against them. So it's Tillman, who's 4-0 in his last 5 starts, against Samardzija, who's 1-0, but a 3.49 ERA in his last 4 starts. So both of these guys throwing the ball well. Sox have some momentum going. It's largely due to the pitching. Hopefully the offense comes back today.
Well, last year we knew going after the season was over, we knew coming in this year we needed some offense, and one of our acquisitions is starting to swing that bat.
Melky got off to a slow start. Melky Cabrera, a much better hitter than he's shown so far, but recently he's starting to show exactly what kind of hitter he can be. You look at the last 10 games, hitting .375, 6 extra base hits, 5 driven in, and 6 scored. That's more like the Melky that Rick Hahn thought when he acquired him. I think he's just getting better and better. He hit in tough luck for a while, but now they're starting to fall.
Well, it's a 4th of July edition of Sox and Orioles, so sit back, relax, and strap it down on this beautiful Independence Day. White Sox baseball coming your way.
on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field and a gorgeous day for baseball. Happy July 4th to all of you, and let's take a look at how Buck Showalter is going to line up his Baltimore Orioles. Manny Machado leading it off, and it's Johnny Paredes, Adam Jones, Chris Davis, who hit a towering home run off Jeff Samardzija in Baltimore with Matt Wieters, Chris Parmalee, J.J. Hardy, Travis Snyder, and Ryan Flaherty rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Jeff. Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and Avisail Garcia in the outfield with Connor Gillespie, Alexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Adam LaRoche in the infield. Giovanni Soto gets a nod behind the plate. And Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jeff Samardzija. On for his 17th start, he's 5-4 ERA, a little above 4.5. And he's had very good control this entire season. So we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good afternoon and welcome to White Sox baseball on this a beautiful July 4th Independence Day. Manny Machado hitting at .301, 16 homers, 44, and the big man's first pitch of the ball game is taken for a ball.
As those of you who watch consistently know, Jeff Samardzija's had his problems in the first inning.
2-0 the count. Orioles come in hitting at .258 as a club with a 3.71 ERA. Baltimore 16-22 on the road, 26-16 at home. 3-0. Come back and get him. Machado also 11 for 13 in stolen bases.
He's one of their few guys that can really run.
There's one.
This Oriole team has swiped 24 bases. That's it. They've been thrown out 13 times. That's probably why they don't run a lot.
And the 3-1. That's low, so the leadoff walk.
The umpires for the game this afternoon: Chris Conroy behind the plate, Marcus Patillo is at first, Scott Berry is at second, and the crew chief, Ted Barrett, is at third.
Here's Paredes. Hitting at .315, 10 homers, 38 knocked in. A couple of weeks ago, down on a hot streak, and really just wore it out. As that ball into left center field. Melky gets it back in over to Adam LaRoche at first, not in time, so one out. So here's Jones. Adam at .287, 10 homers, 37 knocked in. We might be catching this young man at the right time.
The way he's been swinging it recently, it has not been good. Yet you see still his batting average in the high 280s. He's got decent power numbers, but he's in a stretch where he just can't really find that consistent stroke. And it comes and goes, and when it's there for him, he's destructive.
Well, he's a premier player. He's one of the best in the game. Talking at him before the game, said he's just trying to get it together.
Not an easy thing for anybody.
I hope he does as soon as tomorrow's game is over.
They leave town.
Yeah. That's a fair ball. And they turn it. Nice. And that'll retire the side after half inning of play. Orioles nothing, and the good guys. The good guys coming to bat.
Showalter is trying to get some sort of yay or nay on the call at first base, and will he challenge it or not? Buck challenged one yesterday in last night's game, and he happened to win it. It was the first play of the game. It turned out to be a big challenge and a big win, as Adam Eaton, originally called safe at first base, it was overruled and he was then called out, and it really came into play when Melky hit a double that would have scored him. Turned around, no runs, 2 left.
And he says, no, I'm not going to challenge. So that will retire the side, and our guy's coming to bat.
In Metamora, Illinois. So let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game this afternoon. It's Eaton, Abreu, and Cabrera at the top, with LaRoche, Garcia, who's been red hot recently, and then Gillespie in the middle. Ramirez, Soto, and Sanchez rounded out. The defense, and now they'll line up behind Chris Tillman left to right. It's Snyder, Jones, and Davis in the outfield, with Machado, Hardy, Flaherty, and Parmalee in the infield. Matt Wieters catching today. And our Lexus Pursuing Profession starting pitcher is Chris Tillman, on for his 16th start. He's under 500. His ERA way up there, but he's pitched very well the last 4 times out.
First pitch strike, down to Eaton, and before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Sox come in hitting at .241 as a club with a 4.08 ERA. And Chris Tillman is a hooker. Used to be a saying about when I first came into professional baseball back in 1959. The managers would tell you, this guy's a hooker, so you got to get him on his fastball.
Now, a lot of the good curveball pitchers did hook, which means they have their arm, and you'll see it in this shot. They have their arm behind them as it drops and then comes up over the top.
That's high. And that's going to be in the seats for a souvenir. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Yeah, some of the best curveballs that I ever faced were hookers. Two-two pitch. It's full.
Tillman has not allowed a run in the first inning in his last 9 games. That's dating back to the middle of May, so at least early in the game things have been going well for him. That streak can come to an end, especially if he decides to, one way or the other, put Adam on base to lead it off.
Tillman, right-handed version of David Price.
Simplicity. That's the new buzzword. Take that motion and make it simple.
And another souvenir, upper tank and out of the upper tank down into the lower bowl.
There you look at the career, and it's been pretty good for Chris Tillman.
Machado can make his own hops. So here's Abreu, the DH this afternoon. And here's what he did last night. This was leading off the third inning.
This was the sum total of the offense. Waldo Jimenez, who doesn't give up a whole lot of home runs, got a fastball on the outside corner. Didn't keep it down low enough, and Jose took it out. And that was all Johnny Danks and the Pensman needed.
Danks was just terrific.
Best game of the year, I believe.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it.
And I love the fact that he threw a lot of curveballs, both to get me over early, to wipe the hitters out late. He had a good feel for it. And I don't know if he's thrown it any better in a long time than he did last night.
Well, that curveball struck out Joseph on. That was in the seventh inning with men on first and third, one out. That was the best curveball I think I've ever seen Johnny throw.
That was also the single most important at bat of the evening because they were conceding the run in the infield. They were back. Johnny realizing that he needed a strikeout when he got one.
That's a fair ball right inside the line. So they're calling it safe out there. He's just going to cruise on into second base. That'll be his 14th two-bagger.
Marcus Patillo right on the line saying this one is fair all the way. Tillman gets the ball up. When he gets it up, it's a problem. And now Buck Showalter is going out to talk. And he's going out to talk most likely until he gets some sort of confirmation where that one actually went over the bag.
Well, that's not a reviewable play because the play was right in front of the base umpire.
Well, then, if that's the case, and it is, what he's probably talking about is, would Davis have gotten to the ball if a fan hadn't touched it? And he's arguing that he's standing on second base because that play was called safe in the outfield, so no fan interference.
That's what he was talking about. He wasn't fair or foul that he was talking to him about. So here is Cabrera, 2 for 4 last night. Takes ball one. Melky comes in hitting at .254, 3 homers and 28 knocked in.
That'll be the theme for Tillman. That's one of the reasons why his ERA is where it is because he'll get that fastball at 92 or 3 and he'll get it letter high in the zone, and it's hit pretty hard.
And that's going to be into the seats. Hit hard, but foul.
Tillman came over from Seattle and probably the best trade that Andy McPhail ever made. He was GM of the Orioles at the time. He got Adam Jones, Chris Tillman, George Sherrill, Kim Nicolo, and Tony Butter for Eric Bedard.
There's a shot base hit. Jose had to hold up to make sure that Machado did not catch it. So runners at the corners with one out. And here comes LaRoche.
You take a look at the pitch tracks, and again, it's a high fastball. And if Tillman keeps throwing it up there, this is going to be a wonderful day for the boys in the white uniforms. And good base running by Jose, realizing that it could very well have been that that ball would not leave the infield, would be caught. You don't want to get doubled up and taken out. So runners at the corners.
Especially with the third baseman like Machado.
Yeah, he's got really good range to either side.
Adam, at 239 homers, 31 knocked in. And there's that hook.
He's got a curveball and a slider both. I think the curveball is better than the slider. And a fastball that's not overwhelming. And when he hits his spots like most pitchers, he does okay.
Very seldom you're going to see a right-hander with a good curveball and a good slider. One of them's going to suffer. But having said that, as that's swung on and the count 0-2. It's getting to be, you're seeing more right-handers with a good curveball and a good slider as time goes on.
Well, I think what they're doing, especially for the guys with curveballs, is what I did, and I think a lot of guys are following suit. Instead of throwing the true slider, if you have a good curveball, you come up with a cutter. You just want to have something that is faster, looks like a fastball, and then moves in on the hands of the left-hand hitter.
Well, some guys can throw the cutter, some guys can't. And the ones who can, the cutter is much more effective, in my opinion, having watched them now, since the cutter came into fashion, or vogue, so to speak, than the slider if a guy's got a good curveball.
Yeah, I think that it's also easier to control. I think overall it's easier on your arm than the good slider, especially one with depth.
Once again, the 0-2 pitch. High pop-up. Hardy is making the call. And the Raider cannot go anywhere, so 2 down. And with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and crew, went with Adam. He's going with Soto, and I'm going to stay on. I'm going to ride this horse hard and put him away wet. David Novak and all the good folks at Pookie, Hyundai, and Downers Grove. We're going to go with Cabrera. So here's Avi. Avi at 277, 7 homers, 29 knocked in. 2 for 3 last night. And the ball off into center field. So Melky's going to make the turn going to third as Abreu scores, and it's a 1-0 game, and that's the first run that Chris Tillman has given up in the first inning in a while.
Since back the middle of May, and they're crediting Avi with a base hit. That a rocket back up the middle, and Flaherty couldn't get to it. It hit the heel of the glove and bounces away. He was there, just couldn't measure it, but goes his RBI number 30. So the streak of scoreless first innings goes by the boards at 9. He cannot extend it.
Here's Gillespie. Don't stop now, boys. Little standing high jump from Melky.
Just stay in foul territory and let it hit off your anatomy.
I bet you my whole career and all the time I've been in this game, I've only seen less than 10 runners hit
at third base.
Yeah, with a batted ball. If that many.
I was only on third base once, so I never got hit.
Wieters with the stop, the block.
Wieters a very good catcher. He's had some injury problems, had his arm operated. Orioles are a much better team when he's doing the catching.
Gap out there in right center. And the count 1-2. That fastball at 93. Good eye.
Hardy is playing him up the middle at shortstop. Wide gap between Machado and Hardy on the left side.
And a full count.
Pitch number 26 forthcoming, so not only the run, but the fact that they made Tillman pile up the pitches here in the first makes it a very successful inning.
And the payoff. That's in the center field to the wrong man. You hit it out there, and you gone. But we come up with a run, and that one is 1-0 White Sox.
Against Mark Burley, who's had a wonderful history himself. Mark at 9-4. Chris, the last 8 starts, he's been magnificent. He's been magnificent all year long, but he was American League Pitcher of the Month for the month of June. And earlier today, Bobby Jenks was in the house. It's Bobby Jenks bobblehead day. He's signing autographs for the folks. And that's what the bobblehead looks like. A wonderful collectible. We're going to have Bobby up here, top of the 3rd inning. He's going to talk about all of his feelings, what went into that 2005 season, and how a young man, being the 3rd starter that a team, third stopper that a team uses, how he was able to get the job done so effectively.
Oh, and 1. Chris Davis. Yeah, all White Sox fans old enough to remember 05. Bobby will always have a place in their hearts. I know he does in mine, and everybody associated with the White Sox. But what he did in 05 was simply amazing.
One of the things that Jeff Samardzija has done recently, which has been a bullpen saver, because last 5 starts he's gone at least 7 innings. When a manager can send a pitcher out there knowing that at the most he's got 6 outs to cover, that gives him a great sense of security.
There's a strike. It's Matt Wieters hitting at .238, 3 homers, 10 knocked in. That's just a terrific catch.
Had that Tommy John surgery back in June of last year. Just now coming back.
You hate to see anybody get injured. It just hurts a little more when you get a player of that stature.
And for a catcher who can handle a staff well, and Wieters can do that, he becomes a very valuable man.
That's popped up. Alexei.
Celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the 2005 World Series Championship with a World Series Anniversary Pack. Choose 3 games from the World Series Championship Reunion Weekend and the 3 World Series Moments bobblehead giveaway. Then you receive a 4th game in September or October for free. For full details, call whitesox.com/2005pack.
So here's Parmalee. 259, 4 homers, 6 knocked in. Parmalee of the Twinkies, and when he was in that uniform, he played well against us.
Originally signing with Baltimore as a non-roster player. He had an out in his contract, and so they didn't want to lose him, and they called him up to the major leagues.
He's a .314 career hitter against our pitching.
We thought many times watching him with Minnesota that he would be one of their stars and secure a spot because he can play outfield, he can play first base.
Yeah, that's right. It certainly appeared that way. It didn't work out that way. A little high. 2-2. Hang on. 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of second, leading 1-0.
To you by Miller Lite.
And also interact with CSN Chicago during today's game using the hashtag White Sox Talk, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at CSN White Sox.
For those of you who haven't heard, the news out of Detroit is that Miguel Cabrera, for the first time in his long and fairly illustrious career, is put on the disabled list, and speculation is he's going to miss at least 6 weeks. That will put a big dent in that Tiger offense.
Well, that might just take him right out of play.
It's going to be tough for him. They got along without Victor, although not as well as they would have liked. But getting along without Miggy, that's another story.
Here's Alexei. Fakes the bunt, takes the strike. Alexei hitting at .218, 2 homers, 26. Well, he's had that. He had it last year. We talked about it. It just changed his swing.
Yeah.
And for him to still be hitting .350, knocking on it, just shows you how great he is. As there is a base hit.
Let's take a look at what the Tigers are going to miss. He was only hitting .350. That's first in the league. On base percentage, first in the league. Slugging percentage, second in the league. Runs batted in and hits tied for third in both of those categories. So when you lose your leader, when you lose the man that everybody worries about, it becomes a whole lot tougher. But the Tigers are a veteran team, not a whole lot of young people around. And if anybody can pick it up, it'll be them, and they're probably going to slide J.D. Martinez into the spot occupied by Miggy.
So here's Gio hitting at .229, 4 homers and 13 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike. Well, over the years, there have been a lot of guys who you consider to be smart hitters. A lot of guys. But there are only a few that you could say these guys, if you want to take it one step further, are just almost like a genius at thinking at the plate. As that ball hit hard, slicing foul.
Well, one of the guys that everybody knew had great talent, they didn't realize how good he was a thinker, was Manny Ramirez.
Well, I was getting to that. Manny was in the last 20 years, was the first guy to jump out as just being a genius at the plate on how he thought his approach. The Big Hurt for 8 years was of that ilk. Going back a few years further than that, Paul Molitor was a smart hitter. There goes Alexei, and that ball, pick up the ball. He did. So he'll get back in, and that's out number 1. But I don't think there's any question about it. In my career, the smartest hitter I've ever seen has been Miguel Cabrera. He just hits too many good pitchers' pitches hard late in the ball game to win a game than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, every hitter's mind is like a computer, storing away how they got you out on a given day. And some of the pitches you got him out on early in the game, when you go back to them, believe me, he has categorized where they were. And if you go back in the same spot, you're going to pay the price for it.
And talking about Manny, I mentioned this several times in the past, that his teammates looked at him like almost like a god as far as hitting goes. Hearing Sandy Alomar and Kenny Lofton talk about how he would talk after he had struck out, coming back into the dugout and sit down and tell them, I get that pitch again, I hit it out of here. And he would. Carlos at 172. And that is into the air. We got to start getting Carlos. Get on top of that ball and hit him on the ground. He did hit 7 home runs last year, but that was the Charlotte.
I think a couple of factors with his game at this point, and obviously he's just trying to feel his way, but with the type of hitter he's going to be, and that's one without huge power, you really have to be able to bunt to both sides. If you can do that and bring them in at the corners consistently, eventually you can slap the ball by him. And I think he has the baseball aptitude to be able to do that.
Tries to bunt it, can't, and count nothing in 1. Well, he has plenty of baseball sense. He's a good player. He's going to be a real good player. And he's going to be a good hitter. But for him breaking in, so to speak, breaking into the major leagues in his first full year with a club that was supposed to be a strong contender for postseason play and have everybody go bat offensively like we did, that's very tough on a rookie. Boy, there's a Lance Johnson jump.
Well, that goes to show you that not every pitcher decides to look to first base. And I could never quite understand that, but Chris Tillman never even took a look at first base. If he had been looking, he would have realized, as Adam did when he took that pitch, that Alexei's off to the races.
Well, you're much better off with a left-handed hitter because that catcher sometimes gets blocked out. On a right-handed hitter, you get that kind of jump. The catcher is going to let the guy know immediately. Step off.
Yeah, for me, when a pitcher doesn't look at a base, he is asking for some trouble.
Verlander never looks at the guy at first base. Never has. He won't go over there unless he just feels instinctively go, or the catcher gives him a sign. These are the kind of situations here that if Adam can get a base hit and knock him in, really adds to your momentum and causes a lot of wind to go out of the sails of the opposition.
2 out RBIs
on a gift stolen base.
a thing of beauty.
Ball hit sharply, but Davis has got it, and that'll retire the side. Win to the third, 1-0. The last out of the World Series, and the guy who was out on the bump is the man who will always have a place in all of our hearts for what he did in '05. It was just truly amazing. Bobby Jenks. And Bobby, welcome, buddy.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Go through that last out for us.
Oh, what's there to say? I mean, we just watched it. I mean, it was, the excitement on the field was, you can't fake that.
Right.
You can't. No matter what you do, you can't simulate what it actually feels like out there unless you're doing it.
Well, for a lot of you who did not remember that, we started off the season with Shingo Takasu as the closer, and he didn't get the job done. We brought in Dustin Hermanson, who picked up 34 quick saves before his back went out. We didn't have anybody else. All of a sudden, Kenny Williams and Ozzie got together, and it took a lot of stones for them to bring up a young man from Birmingham and put him in that spot, and boy, did you ever perform.
Yeah, for me, it was my first time in the bullpen that year, too, because I was coming from a starting role. So right. That year, going back to AA, into the bullpen, into a closing role, it was a new experience for me as well.
I know when he first came up and he was putting triple digits up on that speedometer we had in right field, fans were just going crazy.
It was good times.
Okay, Bobby, what are you doing now, buddy?
What am I doing now? The latest venture is, I just moved. I've been packing boxes. that's what's going on right now. I did the whole rehab thing. The back's feeling much better. I don't think it's ever going to be quite the same again. So I think now it's time to plan for the future and what's next after baseball. And I'm hoping to stay somewhere in the game, whether that's coaching, scouting, some kind of developmental minor leagues. I mean, who knows? As long as I'm staying somewhere close to where my passion and love is.
Well, Bobby, there'll be a place for you in baseball somewhere because of the fact that if your back's feeling that good, you might even come back, and I don't know if you're going to throw 100 again, but there's nothing wrong with 95 or 96 either.
Well, I might need to do a little work after today, but I don't think my knuckleball quite got there today.
All right, one out here in the top of the third inning. We lead at 1-0.
Bobby, how in the world did, number one, the White Sox know and you adapt to not being a closer, and all of a sudden here you are, not only a closer in a pennant race and a closer in postseason play, when you were a starting pitcher, I'm sure, your whole life?
Even as a starting pitcher, I've always, went out there with that bulldog mentality where I didn't want to give up the ball, even, no matter what the pitch count was, I still wanted to be out there. I couldn't stand coming out of the game, as a starter, and I carried that same approach into the bullpen where, no matter what happened on the field, it was going to be on me, and it was only me, and that's the way I took my job.
Well, I talked to the opposing hitters, and one of the things that the majority of opposing hitters said when I said, well, what about facing Jinx? And they all said, he's really imposing out there. He's, got great mound presence. He looks like he's going to hit you right in the head, right between the eyes. That was what the, perceptions you gave a lot of those hitters.
Well, I guess that was a good thing, I'm sure. Whether I threw, that year when I was, having those bit of the shoulder problems, and, only going out there 93, being able to say, carry that presence on the mound, it definitely helped me that year, to regain my strength and, to get my fastball back.
Well, this is going to be quite a weekend and everything else. We're going to have, celebration of the 05 team. You're going to be able to see some of the guys you hadn't seen probably in a while.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Hopefully, I'm trying to balance some things out right now. It's not 100% that I'm going to be here for that, but I'm trying my best to be here.
Flaherty fouls that one back. Yeah, that's the only time I think we'll ever see in the history of baseball a team win a World Series with 3 different closers.
It was definitely interesting. That team was, that's exactly what it was. It was a team. It didn't matter who was on the field that day. Everybody came together that particular inning, pitch, or game, and it was quite amazing to see. Oh, it was amazing. Not just on the field, but it carried over into the clubhouse. It carried over into the hotels, going out, going to lunch. When we're out on the road, we go have team dinners. It was a team. It was a quite special team.
Well, the two teams, I've been here a long time, and whoa, stay with us another half minute.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby Jinks is here as he just strikes out the side, and he leads it 1-0. And let's have a little flashback here. Here's a strikeout of Backwell in the 8th inning, and then Adam Everett. And AJ was more excited than you were.
Oh no, don't get fooled there. I was pretty excited.
It was fun throwing AJ with all that stuff he had going all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I tell you what, people have got a lot of things to say about AJ, but when it came to him and how he played on the field, there's a few catchers that don't have that intensity. Right. You can say whatever you want of him as a person. When it came to him on the field, there's not a better catcher in my mind.
He's a winner. That's all he did.
He goes out there and he grinds. People hate him for it, but you know what? When he's catching you, he's one of the best.
Yeah. Right here is a 1-0 game, and here's Abreu. You got a roller right there and fouls it back. 0-2 the count. Yeah, that was, I was just getting ready to say when the inning ended, the two clubs that I've seen since I've been here, the 83 club that started off 14-26 and wound up winning 99 games and going to losing to Baltimore, or else we would have gone to the World Series, and with that club probably won everything. And the 05 White Sox, the two best chemistry teams I've ever seen here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it showed on the field too. I mean, teams like that, you see the results, and teams that go that far into the postseason go on to win the World Series. It's the team with the best chemistry.
Was there one specific thing going into the last 10 days of the season that stuck out in your mind that was one definitive game that you can recall? They were all big, I know that.
You know what? No, I don't think there was one particular game, but I know it was, for me, what, you know, set me aside was, you know, that whole stretch where, you know, Cleveland was coming right up on us and we were on that skid, and, you know, with the series before we got back on track, you know, I blew back-to-back saves against Cleveland here at home, and, you know, Ozzie came up to me after the game, he said, you know what, brush it off, get ready, because you're going to go out there and close tomorrow's game. You know, and that right there just set the tone for me of, doesn't matter what happened yesterday or today, because tomorrow is what matters, and that's the way we looked at every game every year, you know, or every game during that year.
Well, you know, we had at one time a 15.5 game lead on Cleveland, and it went down to a game and a half.
It was,
and those it wasn't we were playing that bad. It was they were just playing magnificent baseball.
They weren't. I mean, you can't take anything away from what they did that year as well. You know, making that run like they did.
Well, Bobby, this is your bobblehead day. You came back into the ballpark. You got a chance to meet the fans, and I'm sure you have a special feeling for them. I know they have a special feeling for you. What was it like today?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. You know, as a player, you know, it's one of those little side things that you always want is your own bobblehead, and you know, it's pretty special. You know, having to come back and, you know, having your own little day, and I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Well, Bobby, it's just great to see you, buddy. We wish you nothing but the best, because what you did for us, we'll always remember you.
No, I love coming back here.
Bobby Jinks.
Absolutely.
Boy, thanks, buddy.
Come back here anytime.
Okay, buddy. Number 45. As Melky, he had a single. His first time up. Yeah, some of the hitters that I talked to on the opposing teams said they did not like to face him at all.
Well, I talked with him between innings, and I said, you know, how old are you? He said 34 years old. I said, any thoughts of maybe resurrecting your career? You still have some years left. And he said, you know, I gave it my best shot, and my body pretty much told me that it was over. That it was frustrating, certainly, but it was over.
That's off the body from Melky. It is 2 for 2. Boy, he's just hitting nothing but line drives lately.
Well, Melky has a lot coming to him from all the times where he hit rockets and hit him at somebody. Now he's hitting him through people. And so Wieters goes out to talk with Tillman. Every time Chris has gotten the ball up, he's gotten hurt. And that time he got very lucky to not get hurt physically, not just competitively.
So here's Adam. He popped up to short. Okay, just a decent lead. Well, if his back's feeling good, it's possible he could make a comeback. Again, he wouldn't have that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But you know, the funny thing about it, we saw Bobby go out there a couple times because they were using him a lot. He really didn't have hardly anything, and he just gutted it out with him. He had a real good curveball.
That real good curveball was one of those things that guys certainly didn't expect from a guy that threw as hard as he did.
No, I think at the time, I recall mentioning that at that time in the American League, he had the best fastball and curveball as Snyder. That's foul ball, can't get there. Of any closer in the league.
Not surprising, because both were overwhelming. What I didn't know was that he had never closed before. That part of the story.
Well,
I
we
didn't
knew
know.
that, yeah, because we had talked to him when he first got here. He was signed by the Angels, and then Kenny made another great pickup, like Kenny has done over the years in his career as a GM. 1-1 to count. I recall Kenny having a real strong, when we first got him, a real strong heart-to-heart with Bobby.
Bobby had some difficulties with the Angels that seemed to smooth out some when he came here.
Yeah, I think that real good heart-to-heart that Kenny had with him was one of the reasons why.
Hey, look, sometimes you never know how many chances you're going to get. A lot of guys get more chances than others, but when you do get an opportunity, and this was a wide open opportunity for him at that point in this organization, you don't want to squander those. And the guys who are aware of their situation do take it to heart. And when your general manager takes the time to explain to you what it's going to take for you to be successful, again, if you're smart, you'll listen. And he not only did that, but became a very valuable member of this team.
As we talked about, Ozzie was a huge instrument, so to speak, for that ball club to rally around. He became the focal point. He became the leader of that club. And when he blew those back-to-back saves, which I remember that, is there's a ground ball base hit. Melky makes the turn. They're going to get it back in. So 1 out, runners at the corners.
So we saw it last night and it didn't work. We see it today. What I like what Robin is doing is not sitting around and waiting to have the ball hit out of the ballpark. He's starting to use some movement. This was a hit and run. And because Melky was going, you see both infielders shift. That's the purpose of a hit and run if a guy can hit a ground ball. Create holes on the infield, places that will be open that weren't open before the runner started to go. And now a chance to add to that lead. So a good hit and run, perfectly executed, and a good call by Robin.
Here's Avi, that RBI single in the first inning. That was a 2-out RBI single. Nice pick.
Wieters is pretty good at this. He has been good since he came into this league at handling pitchers, calling it, catching it, blocking it, and throwing it. You just add whatever he brings with the bat as a plus, because he's a dominant figure on this team now that he's back and healthy again. I think the Orioles might have one of the most free agents of anybody in baseball. They start out with 10 of them, and now, well, they've eliminated one for sure in Delman Young.
Yeah, they just did that.
Yeah, and so that's a lot of free agents heading into next year.
Fouls that one back in a 1-2 count. Now Dan Duquette, Buck Showalter have formed one of the better tandems in all of baseball.
Well, certainly the presence of Buck coming over has transformed this organization to a team now that's competitive on a yearly basis. They weren't like that for a long time.
And they get it. So we blow an opportunity right there, but we'll go to the fourth. It is still 1-0.
reunion weekend, July 17th through the 19th. Be sure to arrive early on Saturday, July 18th, to see your favorite players from the 2005 World Series Championship parade around the field, presented by your local Ford stores. Together, we'll go further. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos.
Top of the order. Manny Machado takes strike one. He walked to lead off the ball game. Lays off that one. Machado's had good success against Samardzija. In official at bats, he's faced him 6 times. He has 5 hits. And the 5 hits, 3 of them stayed in the park.
So I suppose you think that's good. What happened that 6th time?
I tell you, that's not bad for a youngster.
No, not bad at all.
He just maybe misses this one. He just missed it.
It's time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag #ChicagoDataStrongFan, and you can just see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. So text it, and who knows, you might become a star.
Paredes went out to Cabrera.
When the Orioles got him, they knew that he could really hit. They were looking for a position from the play, but hasn't worked out defensively for him. But he can swing the bat. However, Jeff Samardzija is following in the footsteps of the last 3 who started for the Sox, in that he's had magnificent stuff here early in this one.
Way out in front of that changeup. Good motion with it. That little turn, he's accentuating and has been for the last 5 or 6 starts.
Taking something off, and you can see it's a strike. But taking something off will have hitters rocking back and forth, which is exactly what you want them to do. You just want to get them to move their hands.
Well, hitters don't like to see the number on the pitcher's back.
No. But that's the best way to stay closed.
And he's going to show Paredes his number right there. And of course, the most exaggerated example of that was a right-hander who set the standard for ERA in the American League, 1.60 back in 1968, and that was Louis Tiant, and it still stands.
Louis did even more radically.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why you show your number, or another little trick that pitchers can use, right-hand pitcher, you try to hit your chin with your left shoulder. That's how you stay closed. You stay closed long enough, you get control of the strike zone, and you don't throw the ball up and away. When you open up too early, just like a hitter, a pitcher's the same way. You open up too early, you can't throw strikes.
He gone.
Things getting a whole lot better as Jeff takes a little something off again. And that is 5 strikeouts of the last 6 men he's faced.
Well, when you see it, when you're in that plate 60 feet away and you can see that guy's number, you're looking for something hard. That's the perception that gives you. Then all of a sudden he got him, threw him a changeup early and struck him out on a changeup. Adam Jones hit a rocket down to third base into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play in the first.
Well, it's one thing to have great stuff. Jeff has very good stuff most of the time. It's another thing to have deception to go with it.
Sanchez got him. Wow. That little man can pick it and has some kind of range at second base.
And what a play it is. Up the middle. Doesn't have a chance to plant. Gets it over in time, and it leaves Adam Jones incredulous at first base. Took him a while to quit looking at Wayne Kirby, the first base coach, and wondering where the ball came from. So a great play by Carlos Sanchez.
He has thrown some leather. That range he's showing us is just about as good as it gets out of that position.
You don't find too many second basemen can cross over on the third base side of the bag and still make a good, accurate, and pretty stout throw.
Just get a real fast runner. Gillespie went out to center field. 1-6-0 for us. No runs, no hits, no errors for them here in the bottom of the fourth. If you're just tuning in, we had Bobby Jenks up in the third and reminiscing a little bit about 05. That ball hit, and it's going to be over his head. Snyder could not get there, so the leadoff double. Let's get this guy over and get him in.
Snyder thought for a minute he had a shot at this ball, but as it turned out, it was hit harder than he thought, and he had no shot. So leadoff double. Very important insurance run, even at this early stage.
Here's Alexi. Hit one off the end of the bat, just softly between first and second for a base hit, and then had Lance Johnson jump and stole second. That's not going to get it done.
Join the White Sox for a night of music and dance as we celebrate Polish heritage at U.S. Cellular Field. The White Sox are offering specially priced tickets to the Polish community and their friends. The first 750 people to purchase will also receive a Polish night hat. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/PHN.
Here's Soto.
Well, unfortunately, with no count. Hitting the ball to the left side with a man at second is not a real good approach.
It's a bad at bat.
Yep.
It's just that simple. 2-0 the count. And that's ball 4, and that'll bring up Carlos. Now we're getting back to the Bobby Jenks story. I remember when they brought him up from Birmingham. There was some things being written and said about, well, the Sox have just blown it. Hermanson's gone with a bad back, when I said he picked up 34 quick saves. And they could not believe that our club, Kenny, would not go out and get somebody, a veteran, to try to close it up. And it took some absolute huge stones for Kenny and Ozzie to go ahead, because worst case scenario is that he would have failed and they would have been crucified because the club was so close, they had such a big lead. Best case scenario is what happened. He got it done. So both runners are going to advance.
That's going to be a wild pitch. Wieters has had a good day behind the plate blocking pitches, but this time he couldn't corral it. Only the 3rd wild pitch of the year for Tillman. That one hits the chest protector in the right spot, but it bounds off to the right. And some heads-up base running.
And some infield in now. With a 1-1 count and a big pitch coming up. And it goes Carlos' way. Now he's got a slight edge. Outfield to the left, gap out there in right center. Get out of here. It will. And the count 2-2.
Pretty good fastball by Tillman as he threw it right in on the hands of Carlos, and there wasn't anything he could do. Best part about that was the wind is blowing in and blew that ball out of play. See the Honda pitch tracks. It's a perfect pitch in a situation where you want to make sure you keep the guy in the infield.
But unless you got your absolute pinpoint control, you never go wrong throwing a ball underneath the guy's hands. Especially in this situation. You put all the responsibility on him then. Because he's got to manipulate the bat. He's got to reroute it.
And it's particularly tough for a young hitter to do that.
It is.
You know, except for Abreu, who showed us he could do it all last year, but you wouldn't consider him in the class of a young hitter. He was a polished hitter when he got here.
Just got a piece of it. We had a left-hander for a short time who had a great career. And when he got in situations, tight spots like this, unless he had his real good control that day, he went right at their hands every time. And, of course, that was the boomer, David Wells.
David Wells has usually excellent control every day.
Did. Yes,
for a guy with that big emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, he would go right at their hands.
Tillman has tried a curveball. That was a slider. He's tried fastballs in and out. And it's the 7th pitch of the at-bat, and Carlos is still there.
Once again, the 2-2.
I went to the straight change, so he's breaking everything out of the bag. Try to neutralize our number 9 hitter.
And another souvenir.
Nice battle by Carlos.
And a full count. Okay. Big out, 2 down.
He beat him with a fastball, but it was out of the zone, and Carlos finally expanded that zone on the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
So right here it's up to Adam, who was grounded to third and grounded to first. Takes first pitch strike. This will be pitch number 78 coming up.
The last 8. Guys are starting to hit the baseball a whole lot better.
A ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Ducks on the pond. Just got a piece of it. We get a leadoff double. Do not move him over. And we blow another opportunity. By Coors Light is Chicago's most popular game show where fans test their sports trivia knowledge and try to win cold hard cash. That's beer money. Tomorrow night, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And that is at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Beautiful day at the ballpark. Great day to avail yourself of the concession stands, assuming that someone else is paying, which is always my motto. And is that young man feels the same way.
Yeah, you and Whippy have the same motto, same mantra. If you pay for it, it costs too much.
And look at Wimpy. He's a country gentleman, a squire these days, comfortably retired with that philosophy. He worked well with it.
Well, I tell you what, you've never seen, as that's off the plate, you've never seen a guy when he had to reach in that right pocket get a brain cramp and a cramp in his arm so fast. It was unbelievable. Way out in front of that change is Chris Davis, and the count 1-2. Davis grounded out to LaRoche his first trip. Davis, the right fielder. Parmalee is their first baseman today.
If you go with a fastball like Chris Davis, you want to keep it up and right around the Oriole logo on a uniform. That was a spot. Pretty good pitch.
Good job by Davis. Just a good.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. If it was a little higher, you strike him out. As it was, just barely able to stay alive.
Out and around that one. Just looking at our notes here, 42 of our first 77 games this year have been decided by 2 runs or less. That's a lot of close ball games. And Adams going to get him again. Talking with Hall of Famer Jim Palmer prior to the game. We're talking about Davis. I made the comment to Palmer. Chris Davis with 50-something home runs a couple of years ago. I said he would never got a hit off you. Because Palmer was a high fastball pitcher.
Yeah, he wouldn't have seen a pitch anywhere even close to the belt line.
No.
It'd all be right across the Oriole or the Baltimore logo, whichever they happen to be using on a given day. Now, it's really tough to uppercut a high fastball. I'm not sure you do it real well.
Not at the speed that Jim Palmer was coming up there at you. He was one of those guys, too. He didn't have to have his good stuff to win. If you win 20 games 8 times and win 3 Cy Youngs like he did and start 4 All-Star games like he did, you're not going to have your good stuff every time you go out there to put all those numbers on the board. But he just had great control, and he had great baseball acumen. Earl Weaver didn't think so, because they used to fight like cats and dogs, as you look at Jimmy.
Well, Earl always looked up to him, though.
Yes, he did. He looked up to everybody. Two and two. No, not too many guys going to win a lot of games in the major leagues if they got to have their good stuff and their good control every time they go out there. He gone.
Jeff reached back. He got 96 on the Honda pitch tracks. And again, it was high enough where Wieters couldn't catch up to it. Jeff has been magnificent here this afternoon, changing speeds as well as he's changed speeds all year long. And when he goes to throw the fastball, he's not only moving it in and out, he's moving it up and down.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Parmalee struck out his first trip. And the count 2-0. 1-7-0 for us. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Orioles here in the top of the 5th inning. Three and 0. Come back and get it. J.J. Hardy on deck. That's high in the center field. He did come back and get him. So this is 14 in a row retired by Samardzija. Abreu. That curveball misses. Jose has doubled. That was with one out in the first inning. And he came around to score on the 2-out single by Avi Garcia. And that has been it for the runs in this ball game. I also want to say a happy thank you to a guy who's always been terrific and just seems like he gets better and better at the national anthem, and that's Gerald Chaney.
He did a beautiful job today.
He just seems like he's getting better and better. I mean, it's hard to improve on perfection, but what a voice he has. Wow. 3-1. And it's a full count.
Give you an idea how dangerous Jose Abreu is with runners in scoring position over the last couple of months. He has an on-base percentage of .500 when he comes to bat with runners in scoring position. He's been a very good clutch hitter since he stepped into that uniform and really understands how to drive home runs and what pitches he can pull and which he has to take to the opposite field.
Well, you'll see very seldom him pulling with runners in scoring position. He doesn't do it. No, doesn't do it at all. He does not turn the head of the bat over. And when you don't turn the head of the bat over, you got a chance to put the ball in play, especially when you're strong like he is. That ball high and deep. Stretch, stretch, stretch. It's off the fence. So now he's going to make the turn. He's on his way to third. Save!
Adam Jones has a very strong arm, and Jose, with the play in front of him, saw that ball get away and decided he was going to run it into his third triple of the season, and the big man turned it around. This is a slider that catches too much of the plate. Jose almost took it out of the park, but it bounced away from Jones. The throw a little late, but it is on the money. That was a long throw by Jones in right center field.
That was a great throw.
I know, he made it a whole lot closer than it should have been.
So here's Melky. He's 2 for 2, 2 hard singles. Yeah, Abreu has got that ability. I don't know who taught him or if it was just natural for him and him observing other hitters down in Cuba, but somebody taught him not to turn the head of that bat over. And that's going to be Souvenir, and very quickly to count 0-2. Pitchers will tell you they don't mind big, strong right-handed hitters up there as much as they see other guys up there who will not turn the head of the bat over, who are good contact hitters. They'd much rather pitch to that big, strong right-hander. Now, if you big, strong right-hander and you don't turn the head, now you got a problem if you're a pitcher.
Well, it's those little left-handed fleas, as I would call them, that gave you so much difficulty with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah.
Because you knew they weren't going to overswing. You knew you weren't going to strike them out. And so with contact being a factor, especially with no outs, you've got a big problem if you can't get a guy to extend himself, to try to do something he's not capable of doing. And most of those little left-handers just were contact hitters. So they got the run home more times than not.
That'll get the job done. Snyder makes the catch. And it's a 2-0 Sox lead. Good job by Melky Cabrera on a 1-2 count.
Melky drives home number 29. So a sacrifice fly to go with those 2 hits. Been a good day offensively for Melky.
Well, you know, the irony of that, what I just said about turning, no hitting coach ever told me that. No manager ever told me that. A pitcher told me that. I asked him, how would you pitch me with a man on third? This was when I was young in the big leagues. How would you pitch me with a man on third in less than 2 outs? He said, you'd be easy. I'd just show you a fastball in off the plate. Then I'd go away. Then I'd drop a curveball when I had 2 strikes on you and grab some bench. I said, well, if that's the case, that'd be easy. Now, who don't you like to pitch to? You know, man on third with nobody out, or less than 2 outs. He goes, guys who don't turn the head of the bat over. They get the job done. And that guy won 20 games one year.
That also was the 5th sacrifice fly of the year for Melky Cabrera, so he's figured out how to drive home some runs.
Rocky's a good player. This whole team, we said it all year. It's a good ball club. They just played bad baseball for the first couple months.
Right now, behind a hitting attack that is getting better, but still isn't where they'd like it to be. The pitching has stepped up, and they're not giving up anything these days.
There's a shot. So Adam is 2 for 3. No, the hitting is going to come around. You can't. This is too good an offensive team to be in a slump for a whole year.
The pen is up and going, and it is Bud Norris. He is one of those free agents that we mentioned that the Orioles have.
And get a piece of Weeders.
If indeed Bud Norris is loosening up to come in the game, it'll be the only appearance out of the bullpen this year. He's had 11 appearances, all starts. There you see 9 hits and 4 1/3. His next pitch will be pitch number 100, as he'd had a tough time of it.
Two down.
Sox fans, the first 25,000 fans at a Chicago White Sox home game will receive a Merck's Cheese game card good for 75 cents off their next Merck's purchase at participating grocery stores. Like your bases and your burgers loaded? Well, then you're a Merck's Cheese man.
I love that cheese.
It's a great cheese.
2 containers in our fridge right now. Harris bought some yesterday. Here's Gillespie. Pull the string on him way out in front. Talking about that promo that you just read there, Merck's Cheese. Every clubhouse in baseball has it. That we go to.
I used to love the wine cheddar.
The port, yeah.
Port cheddar?
Yeah. And that's by him for a base hit. Didn't hit it hard, fisted it out there. So here comes Buck. He's going to go to that pin.
Just off the glove. The 10th hit of the afternoon, and most likely the last for Chris Tillman. So he's had enough, and he's walking out. Bud Norris will stroll in, and we'll step out and be back after these messages. held at U.S. Cellular Field. It's accessible from the 100, 300, and 500 levels. Young Sox fans can learn baseball fundamentals from the Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. The space features batting and pitching cages, along with base running areas and more skill instruction. It's all from Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. So our Honda call to the pen is Bud Norris. 170 appearances, 166 as a starter. This is first of the year and fourth of his career. But you see the numbers, and they're not pretty. 2-7, ERA above 6 3/4. He's gotten the ball over the plate for the most part, but he's really struggled overall, especially with the left-handers.
We haven't seen him that much. I think we saw him the first time when he was in a Houston uniform.
Yep.
And he was impressive. But right here, 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. Bottom of the 5th inning if you're just tuning in. Breaking ball strike.
Bud Norris was impressive last year. 15-8 with a 3.65 ERA and 28 starts. Those are pretty good numbers.
Well, every time we've seen him, he's been impressive.
Just fallen on some hard times this year.
One and 2. Checks it up. Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a full count.
Big advantage now because the runners will be going. And it'll probably take the force play out of the equation. And with the speed of Ramirez, sometimes the only thing left to you is a force play.
Payoff pitch. That ball is a can of corn into right field. But we pick up 1 on the sacrifice fly by Melky Cabrera and win to the 6th, leading 2-0.
6:10 as our White Sox take on the Royals. The first 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a 2005 World Series replica ring presented by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner and official beer of our Chicago White Sox. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos.
J.J. Hardy takes ball 1. He struck out his first trip. 2-10-0 for us. No runs, no hits, no errors for them. There's a strike to even the count at 1. And just tuning in, that 2 runs could have been 3 or 4 more. We just didn't get the job done. Blueprint of the previous pitch, and the count 1-2. Nice pick. And once again, a very happy 4th of July, Independence Day weekend, and make it a loving and a reflective one. Certainly our best wishes and heartfelt sympathies go out for all those who have paid the ultimate price, so that we can enjoy days such as this. Snyder struck out his first trip. Snyder's 27 now. When he first broke in, we saw him. He looked like he was going to be a world beater. Melky, can of corn.
When Snyder came up with Toronto, it looked like he'd have power to all fields. It looked like he would be there for a long time, and he reminded you of what Adam Lind looks like when he came up with Toronto.
Well, when Travis first came in, first series that we saw him, he looked like he was the best young hitter in the league.
Yes, he was. But something happens on the way to stardom. In most instances in this league, the league figures you out. You have to make a readjustment to the scouting reports and pitchers.
Well, you can cancel a post-game show. Flaherty, that is the first base hit for the Orioles.
Took a no-hitter for 5 2/3, getting a standing ovation from a very appreciative U.S. Cellular Field crowd. And Ryan Flaherty takes it right back up the middle. This is a fastball that's down the middle and at the knees. And to a left-hand hitter, usually not a good spot, but he's made so few mistakes. That one cost him a hit. Fortunately, it's with 2 outs. Pretty impressive so far at 5 2/3, the 6 strikeouts, only the 1 walk, and of course, the ground ball back up the middle, representing that 1 in the hit column.
Now we'll see if he can get adjusted to the stretch. When you hadn't been there for a long time, Steve, sometimes I guess it can be a little tough.
Well, control is the first thing that's going to suffer when you get into a situation where you move to a stretch for the first time. And I think Giovanni's going out there to have a word with him before things get away from him.
It's a bad guy to be 2-0 on. He's been one of the Orioles that have been swinging that stick. At 16 home runs, 44 knocked in, hitting in that leadoff spot.
But for whatever reason, he really likes that position, and since Buck Showalter has moved him there, those numbers have gone steadily upward.
Well, Buck has put himself in the echelon of one of the better managers in the game. There's a good pitch on 2-0. And when he got, Baltimore's one of the best franchises in all of baseball. And when he got there, they were absolutely, I mean, in the outhouse.
Well, they had not only been down, but they had been down for a while.
And he resurrected that beautiful franchise. Sanchez has got him. That'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 good guy.
But on one night, they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game. It's from Cincinnati. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's Tuesday, July 14th on Fox. Fans who have turned out on this gorgeous day, and there's a whole lot of them, have seen a very well-pitched ball game and have seen our Sox trying to break through. They've had enough chances, but only 2 runs up on the board, so they're looking for a couple more, making life a whole lot easier for Jeff Samardzija, who's been brilliant.
Here's Gio. Cannot check it up. Gio has gone out to right field, and he has walked. Samardzija had retired 16 in a row. The only person that reached prior to that base hit last inning by Flaherty was the leadoff walk to Machado in the ball game. One pitch. That ball hit in center field.
It's just really nice to watch Adam Jones drift to the spot leisurely. Never seems rushed, even when he's going as fast as he can go to either side. And he gets to that spot, and just the ball nestles into his glove.
Who does he remind you of a little bit?
Jeez.
In center field. Devon White reminds me of.
Well, Devon White was graceful, had those long strides.
Yep.
Never appeared to be going very fast, although he really was.
He was, that's right.
He was. That's a good comparison.
So here's Sanchez. Another guy that Adam reminds me of out there too was Devon and Ken Griffey Jr. Looked like Jr. was never running, but he always got there.
Sometimes he had to climb up the fence to do it. One guy very similar to Adam Jones now in this league on a daily basis, Lorenzo Cain. He can go get him.
He's good. He's real good. That's just foul. Yeah, Lorenzo is very good, but he doesn't have quite the style that Adam has. You know, that's one thing that the great Arnold Palmer has said. Before you can be good at anything, you have to have a style. And he's not far wrong. Almost every good player, and then you go to the next level, the great players, had a style.
Well, most likely what happens with great players, Hawk, is that they don't copy anybody. They just get a lot of people copying them.
Well, that's why they have a style.
Yeah, I mean, they come in the league, they have extraordinary talent. As he strikes him out. And the throw to first is into right field. Sanchez off to the races. He's heading for third. Ball back in the infield, but not before the error by Wieters. And it puts Carlos at third base with only one out.
We've got to get this guy in. We have had chance after chance after chance today to put some points on the board and have not been able to do it.
Wieters didn't have an angle for that throw, and he tried to throw it over the head of Sanchez, and he also wound up airmailing Parmalee.
So now the infield in. Adams grounded to third, grounded to first, and struck out. Machado giving chase. And it only goes back about 10 rows. That is a big, big run out there in the psyche of this game. And the count very quickly 0-2. Two down.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And before the game, Adam Eaton was surprised to find his brother, Captain Zachary Eaton of the United States Air Force, here at U.S. Cellular Field. During his service, Captain Eaton was named the United States Air Force Company Grade Officer of the Quarter for the Northwest region, achieving the Humanitarian Service Medal for his tornado efforts in Oklahoma and the Organizational Excellence Award for Squadron Performance. What a nice moment for the Eaton brothers here today as we celebrate the 4th of July.
0-1 to count to Abreu. He is 2 for 3. Now make it 2 for 4. So we blow another chance. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
game millions are playing. Action-packed, insanely fun, and play in Great American Ballpark, home of the 2015 All-Star Game with 2015 Home Run Derby participants. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby, free in your App Store and Google Play.
So it'll be Paredes, Jones, and Davis here in the top of the 7th inning in a 2-0 Sox lead. Paredes, Jimmy has gone out to left and struck out swinging on a good changeup from Smarja.
When Jeff wasn't right earlier in the season, that particular pitch was not in evidence, and that's the good slider down and in. It really neutralizes the left-handers.
Here, the rocket. So the leadoff single.
In the 4th inning, Adam Jones thinking he had a base hit. Why not? He hit it back up the middle. But on the third base side of second, Carlos Sanchez comes across, doesn't have time to plant, gets enough on it, accuracy at a premium, and he threw him out, much to the surprise of Adam Jones.
First pitch strike. Oh, you got a cookie there and couldn't do anything with it. Normally, if that's Adam Jones being Adam Jones, that ball's out of here.
Jeff hung one on the inner portion. You'll see on Toyota pitch tracks that ball just came up spinning. And fortunately for us, Adam could not open up quickly enough, and he was able to foul it off.
Well, that's a good observation, because what happens a lot of times when you get a terrific talent like an Adam Jones or another terrific talent is he gone. It's because their hips have blocking him up.
Well, that just seemed to be what happened to him there, because that pitch was in a perfectly hittable spot. And this one was not, but Adam, who doesn't walk hardly at all, has a huge strike zone.
I would say probably of every 10 guys with good talent, I'm not talking about your mediocre to average players, but with good talent, when they go into a funk, 8 out of 10 times it's because of the hips.
Well, it makes sense, because, I mean, you got to be able to put the front foot down. You can suspend it, but it better be down as you're coming through the swing.
Okay, you framed it perfectly, but
get it down.
You got to get it down, but you can suspend it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, is being able to get it down after you've suspended it.
Well, that's what impressed you about Colton Wong of the Cardinals.
He's good looking.
Because of that hang time and the fact that he got his foot down, but he could wait. He could stay back on the changeup.
Well, if you notice, what Adam's doing is that Adam's getting his front foot down too quick. When you get that front foot down too quick, you're committed. Your hips are locked. You can't do anything with them. You can't clear. But that Wong is one of the best looking young hitters. Boy, is he aggressive. Wow.
Yeah, he's got a chance to be a special player.
He got a chance to be another Kipnis with more home runs.
No, he's got 25 home run potential.
Oh, easy.
And that's not an easy park to hit home runs.
This guy here is, you get belt down and you are flirting with disaster. You get belt up and he's in trouble.
He's got 7 strikeouts, and he'll have 8 if he duplicates that fastball.
Most hitters, when they're having trouble and they're getting their hips locked up, it's because of the fact they're getting ready too late rather than too early.
That's where Gio wanted it. That's where Jeff threw it. But Davis decided he wasn't going to swing at this one.
Boy, Davis hit that monster home run off Jeff in Baltimore.
It was the quietest home run we've ever heard. There was nobody in the ballpark.
No. There is a rocket.
This one was just about belt high, and it was not near in the same spot where he was getting him and throwing the ball by him. So Davis, who's awfully strong, hits a rocket. And now Jeff, for the first time today, is in some trouble.
First time they've had 2 men aboard. Wieters has popped to short, and he has struck out. That's down low. 2 on, 1 out, 1-1 to count. 2-10-0 for us, 0-3-1 for them here in game 2 of this 3-game set. And the count 1-2. Finale tomorrow. Carlos Rodon against Miguel Gonzalez. Make your plans to be with us. Supposed to be another beautiful day.
And a beautiful day on Monday for Mark Burley and Chris Sale going head to head.
A little too high for him. 2-2. He gone. That's all you can do on the 3-2 change is throw the bat at it.
Strikeout number 8 has Wieters well out in front. This one just disappears out of way, and Jeff has to avoid the bat.
So here comes Coop. Chris Parmelee will be the hitter.
Chris has got some power, and with the tying runs on base, even with those lofty numbers that you see on his pitching line, Don Cooper wants to make sure that they got a pretty good idea about how they want to go after Parmelee.
In that Detroit 8-3 lead over Toronto, J.D. Martinez has hit his 22nd homer. He's in the cleanup hole now. Vic Cabrera's on the DL. Cespedes is 3 for 5. Picked up his 24th double. 8-3 Detroit. That's in the top of the 9th inning.
Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire, is trying to get Gio Soto to get off the mound, but Gio was given the word from the bench. Spend as much time as you can out there. So Don was out there, and after he left, Gio stayed on the mound, giving Zach Putnam a chance to get really loose in the pen in case he's needed. But get by Chris Parmelee, and it's a moot point.
That's up high. Well, we had a well umpired game last night from Ted Barrett, getting another one today from Chris Conroy. Checks it up, takes the strike. 1-1 to count. There's that change.
Parmelee goes out of the zone and just barely gets a piece of it.
Boy, he's getting good movement on that changeup.
It's diving away from the left-hand hitters between the straight change and his splitter. This has just been an exceptional performance at this point.
That ball gets away, a wild pitch, so both runners advance, and now
this time
bat really becomes a lot bigger.
Jeff tried to get a little something extra on that splitter, it appeared, and goes for his second wild pitch of the year.
He gone. Big changeup. 7th inning stretch. He leads it 2-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Major League ballparks across America, today in celebration of Independence Day, the Singing of God Bless America is performed in support of our country and our men and women stationed overseas. Please welcome Gerald Chaney for the Singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Melky Cabrera will lead it off. He's 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. 2 line shots for singles. And the sacrifice fly in the 5th inning, knocking in Abreu at triples. Can't get the breaking ball.
He had a good look between innings at Southpaw, certainly enjoying the festivities in his holiday garb.
Norris with an easy 95-mile-an-hour fastball there.
When you look at his numbers and you see what he did last year and some other years, it was pretty good. You wonder just exactly what went wrong this year.
All right, well, you've been there and done that. In 1980, you had 37 starts, won 25 games. 1981, you went 4 and 7.
That I know, but I was hurt, and I'm not sure if that's the case.
No, he's not hurt.
With him,
you're not flipping the 95-mile-an-hour fastball up there like he is if you're hurt.
No, and judging by the fact that he will be a free agent, if he comes back and has any kind of second half, and maybe he's got to work out his difficulties out of the bullpen, at least for the moment, that's where he's going to be. He could become pretty valuable.
Dadgum right. I'll guarantee you one thing. You ask our hitters who have faced him, who've been here for, Lexi, who's been here for a while, they will tell you he's tough.
That year last year, in very much of a hitter's ballpark, was an exceptional year.
Checks it up, hit his bat. He didn't hit it. Norris hit it. Full count. There's a shot caught. Another hang with him for Melky.
Melky continues to hit the ball hard. But unfortunately, Manny Machado, who was in a good spot way off the line, was able to make that play.
So here's Adam, 2 for 3. 2 line drives for base hits. That's the final 9 in Detroit. Tigers beat the Blue Jays 8-3.
David Price winning that one over R.A. Dickey.
That's a fair ball. Parmalee. That'll bring up Bobby. Bobby's 1 for 3, but it was a big one. 2 out. RBI single in the 1st inning. A couple other finals. Yankees beat Tampa Bay 3-2 in the Bronx. And Washington thumped the Giants 9-3 in D.C.
Yankees came into play today 1 game ahead of these Orioles. Yankees had won 2 in a row. The Orioles had lost 2 in a row entering play today. Now the Yankees have won their 3rd in a row, and the Orioles are trailing.
Well, in that 9-3 nasty net victory over San Francisco, Bryce Harper hit his 25th. Off Madison Bumgarner.
I was going to say, he didn't exactly hit it off a young, up-and-coming left-hander.
No. Boy, I'll tell you, that was one of the greatest performances we have ever seen in a World Series by Madison Bumgarner. That was something. As he gets him, 1-2 inning, and we're into the 8th, leading 2-0. Chicago Sports. Tune in every weekday morning to the Cap and Hall Show. It's the only AM sports talk TV program in town, and the Cap and Hall Show, presented by Horowitz and Associates. That's weekdays at 9 a.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
Gordon Beckham comes in the game defensively at third. And 6 outs to cover. Starting with the bottom third of the order here in the top of the 8th inning.
J.J. Hardy, a strikeout and a ground out. Takes first pitch strike. We scored 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th. 1 in the first, 2-out RBI single by Avi, knocking in Abreu. In the 5th, Abreu let it off with a triple. Milwaukee with a sacrifice fly on a 1-2 count. All right, the boy Avi.
That's good communication with Adam Eaton calling for it. And Avi giving way. This is how you want to see it, because you certainly don't want to see a collision between a very large Avi Garcia and Adam Eaton. So Avi peels away. Adam takes it easily.
I can swear that Avi's still growing. I mean, he is big.
No,
man.
Every time you stand next to him on the field, it appears that he got bigger overnight. Plus, he's fast.
Boy, he is a big man with no fat. Snyder has struck out, and he's gone out to his counterpart, Milwaukee.
Bullpen up and going. Zach Putnam is ready to go, and Zach Duke has now joined him in case there's any difficulties.
Two and 1 to count.
Jeff appears to still have plenty left at the 100 pitch mark.
Two and 2. Again, reminder, tomorrow in the finale of the 3-game set with Baltimore, Carlos Rodon on the bump for us against Miguel Gonzalez, and Monday, the first of that 4-game set with Toronto. Make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark. Chris Sale against Mark Burley. Yanks that one foul. Two of the best guys in the game of baseball.
How about 9 walks and 97 strikeouts in the last 8 starts? That's pretty good. And you get a chance to see, a very good chance, of Chris Sale standing alone in baseball history, going after his 9th consecutive game of 10 strikeouts or more. Another thing to think about in this game is, if Zach Duke comes in to neutralize Flaherty, the left-hander who's in the on-deck circle, there's a couple of choices for Buck Showalter. He's got Steve Pearce and Nolan Reimold, 2 right-hand hitters on the bench.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Not now. Not with that fly. Not with 2 outs.
I just don't think. But went out in the middle first. I don't think it was going to happen.
You bring in the lefty to face him?
No, I think Smarts is going to be right where he's at.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah. Now, if you ask him, he certainly doesn't want to come out. And with the stuff he's had today, 3 singles is all he's given up. But Don Cooper is checking to see if everybody is ready to go in the pen.
Flaherty had that first hit with 2 out in the 6th inning. Take strike 1. Now, Jeff's been back. He's back, and he's been back for a while.
6 games in a row with 7+ innings of work.
You could see it coming, though, with him.
Yeah, he figured out the release point. He was able to get his slider back, and when that happened, he got all the confidence he needed. Not that he was ever lacking confidence, but when you can't find a pitch, it's really difficult, especially when it's a mainstay.
Well, you've been out there, and I've been out there. One of the things about it is that everybody's going to go through that searching period, especially starting off a season a lot of times.
Well, there's no doubt. When you lose it, you think you'll never get it. When you've got it, you think you'll never lose it. And the inverse is true in either extent.
The 1-2. 94 upstairs.
Ryan Flaherty was a man that broke up the no-hitter with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Single back up the middle.
And a full count with Manny Machado. It's been the hot stick on this club lately. On deck. Payoff pitch. Good rip by Flaherty.
Here comes Robin, and because he hasn't pointed yet, it could be one of those situations where he looks into Jeff's eyes and asks him if he's got anything left, if he believes that he can get out one of their most dangerous hitters, Manny Machado. No, he's going to the pen. He got him with his splitter. He got him with his fastball. He got him looking. He got him swinging. He got him up. And he got him up again. As he just rolled right along. He had outstanding stuff through 7 2/3. And there's the line. 9 strikeouts, 2 walks. Just 3 hits in 7 2/3. He's responsible for Ryan Flaherty at first base. And our Honda call to the pen is Zach Putnam.
Machado has walked He just missed one back in the 4th, and he also has grounded to second. Flaherty just a short lead. He has yet to attempt the stolen base this year. The outfield a little bit to the left, gap out there in right center. And there's first pitch strike.
Such was the dominance of Jeff Samardzija today that he was only in one jam, that coming in the 7th with 2 on and only 1 out. A couple of strikeouts got him out of that 7th inning.
And we got ourselves a 2-2 tie. Two-out walk and a 2-run homer.
17th home run. He's now driven in 46. And just like that, Jeff Samardzija cannot win this one. And our Ford home run replay, that was a splitter that stayed up and on the inner portion, and Machado, who is a very strong young man, took it way back.
Right, here's Jimmy Paredes. He's 1 for 3. And that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 2. Lead it off. He'll be followed by Alexei and then Gio Soto. 2-2 tie. If you're just tuning in, we have had chance after chance after chance. We could have 5 runs on that board with no problem, and yet we could not execute. That's what really hurts. Breaking ball misses.
Well, the one thing about Bud Norris this year, he's given up 11 home runs in 57 innings of work, and that is a whoppingly high total.
On the outside edge or the outside corner, and the count evens at 1. Yeah, if you've been with us all the way, you're going to be really disappointed that we don't have 5 runs up on that board at least. He got a cookie right there, a hanger, and missed it.
This one up and out over the plate. It looked like a hanging curveball. Gordon called it straight back.
Two and two. Three and two. Don't help him out.
Gordon got a good hittable fastball. This was up in the zone. And he fouled it straight back.
Yeah, on a 3-2 count, that's a good pitch for Gordon. And there's the leadoff walk. Good at bat for Beckham.
Now Alexi's taking a long look down to Joe McEwing to see what's on. Matt Wieters goes out and he looks at both third and first and motions the bunt possibility. As Darren O'Day is side-arming, almost submarining right-hander loosening up in the pen. All O'Day has done is go 5-0 with an ERA of 1.16.
Alexi squares. Draws it back. He did not go, and the count 1-0. You don't want to go down to third base with it unless it's perfect. And it's hard to ask Alexi to lay down, he almost threw it away, a perfect bunt.
No, he's just trying to bunt anything on the right side. This one almost got away as Parmalee flags it down to last instant.
That's a good one. He just looks the second, goes to first. So the sacrifice 3-4.
Good job of bunting and good job of keeping it away from Machado.
And here comes Buck Showalter.
That, by the way, is the first sacrifice bunt of the year for Alexi Ramirez.
That's why you couldn't ask him to put a perfect bunt down on third base line.
Since last April, where he had his last one.
All right, so Norris, who pitched well, except for that leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th, departs. O'Day comes on, and we'll be back.
5-0 record. We told you about the 1.16 ERA on for the 33rd time. Walked 8, fanned 41 in 31 innings. He has allowed 4 home runs, however. He is absolute death on most of the right-handers. They've hit 128 against him. Left-handers have fared a little better. And it's J.B. Shuck looking out at him.
Outfield straight up. Shuck hitting at 282, no homers. He's driven in 5.
Been a good pinch hitter, 4 for 15.
There's a shot down the line. Here comes Gordon. Sox lead at 3-2. Yes!
Darren O'Day gets out all the right-handers, but the left-handers give him some problems because they can see it all the way. That's a 5th pinch hit of the year for J.B. Shuck. He got a slider. It was down. He took it down the line, past Parmalee, into the corner. And just that quickly, it's a 3-2 ball game. Sox on top.
Don't stop now, boys, as here is Sanchez. Carlos 0 for 2. Checked it 0 for 3. Last time up was 1 out. He struck out. Ball got away from Parmalee as Wieters overthrew him for an error. He went to third, and we could not get him in. So the leadoff walk. Gordon Beckham in a good at bat has come around to score. Two and 1. Adam Eaton on deck. Law almost hit it if he hadn't found it back.
I'm surprised he was able to get a bat on it. This was just almost the left-handed version of Torrey Hunter.
It's full. That's into center field right at the wrong man. So that's a good at bat for Carlos, but he came up empty.
One of the oddities of today's scores and games that have been completed so far, the home team has either won, and they've won 5 games that are completed, and they're ahead in every other game. That's most unusual.
Adams due. He's 0 for 4. Adam was 0 for 4 last night. Right now's a good time to break that streak.
Huge insurance run standing out there at second.
Just pulling off the pitch, losing sight of it out there. Hard enough to hit when you're watching it for 60 feet or 55 when after they let it go. But when you cut 4 or 5 feet off of that, it's a little tougher. But a big base hit by J.B. Shuck knocks in Gordon Beckham, who led it off with a walk for sacrifice. We'll go to the ninth, leading 3-2.
Well, now it's 4 games, and the starting pitching has gotten even better. 20 hits and 28 2/3, only 3 runs total on 5 walks and 34 strikeouts. Jeff Samardzija was brilliant today, only to come away with a no decision. But he will happily participate in a Sox win if David Robertson can come in and do what he did yesterday, which was just completely baffle this lineup. He struck out the side as he comes in for the 33rd time, looking for his 18th save. 48 strikeouts and 33 2/3, and last night the curveball was back. The explosive nature of his fastball was back, and he looked like the guy we saw for the first couple of months of the season. And Tyler Flowers, his battery mate. So they got to go right through the heart of the order.
Just like Abner designed it.
With that 1-run lead.
3-11-0 for us, 2-4-1 for them. And here's Jones, Davis on deck, Wieters in the hole. That ball hit high into center field. 1 pitch, 1 out. So here's Davis, 18 homers, 49 knocked in.
David got him last night. High fastballs. Not that high. And that 0 for 11 with the 9 strikeouts includes the one last evening.
That's back. And he makes the catch! He makes the catch! He jumped and made the catch! Mercy!
Well, David got away with one because that ball was down to Davis, who came an eyelash from hitting it out. And Avi at 6'5", maybe 6'5 plus, got to the wall, timed it perfectly, brought this one back. That ball was out of the ballpark. And Avi goes up as high as he can go with a perfectly timed leap and made the catch. Wow.
Meanwhile, 0 for 12.
Wow.
What a play by Avi. Defense. Catch the ball.
Catch the ball and be tall, because he needed every inch of what he's got to be able to go up and make that catch.
Here's Waiters. First pitch strike. Here's face. David, 11 times, has 3 hits, 1 homer. One and 1 to count. And the count 1 and 2. Right underneath his hands. Let's go right underneath his hands. He gone! Right underneath his hands, and this ball game is over!
It sure helps to be tall.
What a play. What a catch. It was absolutely, and thank goodness it was Chris Davis that hit that humpback line drive out there. That's how strong he is. Over the fence, and look at that. Go back. 6-2 is not going to get there.
No, 6-2. It's a tie game, and we're still playing. 6-5, 6-5.5, and the catch is made, and the game is over. Jeff Samardzija was absolutely brilliant, and unfortunately, he did not get the win, but it didn't diminish how good he looked today, and he had it all going. The splitter was just terrific. His slider was back for the 6th game in a row. He's gone at least 7 innings. Today was 7+. And he used the high fastball. He used just about everything at his disposal. Only gave up 3 hits.
Since he's had a White Sox uniform.
Changeup was good, and everything else worked well. Our player of the game is Jeff Samardzija. You look at those numbers with 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. And he tied his season high in strikeouts. And the only thing he didn't do was get the win. But I'm sure he's very happy the fact that it's a 4-game winning streak against some pretty good ball clubs.
All right, let's go down the field right now with the guy who went up pinch hit. Gordon Beckham was at second base, and first pitch, he just ripped it right down that line for a double. JB, did you go? Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you very much.
Did you go up there with a preconceived, looking for a slider, looking for a pitch at all?
I just went up looking for something out over the plate, and he threw a slider, kind of came back over the middle, and I was able to hit it by the first baseman.
Well, you obeyed the law of pinch hitting. Go up there swinging the bat. Don't go up there looking for anything that you can't handle. And that was just a rocket.
Right, yeah, that's what, that's exactly right. You got to be ready to go first pitch. That might be the only one you get to really do anything with, and I was, fortunate enough to be ready to go.
Well, now you've got 5 pinch hits, JB, and that's a tough job. You sit around, you wait all day, and you never know when you're going to get the call, and when you do, you go up there, you've gotten the job done. How are you able to stay ready for that position that you've been given?
You just, watch the game and just really stay in the game, and, you see what other guys are doing. And it kind of keeps you in it. And you just stretch out a couple times and take some swings off the tee, some soft toss, and you just got to be ready to go.
Well, JB, we had a good road trip. There's no question about that. We gave them a game in Detroit. We gave them a game in Minnesota. Going to St. Louis, the best record in baseball. Sweep those 2 guys. You come in here and sweep first place Baltimore Orioles yesterday. They were first place, tied for it. This has got to give you guys just another perspective.
Absolutely. Like you said, we did have a good road trip. We were in, I think, all but 1 game and, weren't fortunate enough to win them. But we're playing pretty good baseball. And, we're on a little roll here. And we're having fun. And hopefully we can continue to roll.
Well, you continue to roll, big guy. Nice going.
Thank you very much.
JB Shuck with a game-winning hit. Pinch hitting. Oh, man, what a game. So, for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Todd Benjaminson, our star producer, Mike Leary, associate producer, Dave Ross, our outstanding technical manager, Mark Harper, and also for the Mayor Mean Joe Group, for Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, Martin Farron, and Doug Bullard. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Line with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Yes.